So we pack along a lot when we pack along a phone, camera, video camera, our social connections, and I think for most women, your personal calendar lives on that device too. But is there a better way to track life's daily details? My next guest is all about modern technology until it comes to scheduling. Brittany Jepsen is the creative mind behind the online brand House That Lars Built, and she believes there are 3 kinds of calendars every woman should keep. Great to see you, sister.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to acknowledge some bias up front, okay?
Yes.
Because you just released a beautiful collection of paper planners with blue sky.
I did.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. Here's another side of the bias coin. I was the third grade, who wrote to Kimberly Clark and complained that they discontinued my planner in 1998.
Okay, here's the thing. I have so many questions about this. Number one, like, well, first of all, I think we would have been friends.
Totally, besties,
because,
for sure.
like, nerd alert, I'm so sorry.
Totally, and
yeah.
we had come off the library summer club where we wrote our favorite authors, and I thought, well, if I can write Anne M. Martin of the Babysitters Club.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Only she sent me a signed headshot back, and Kimberly Clark just returned a box of toilet paper, which wasn't as thrilling for my third grade.
Not as thrilling, in fact, rather rude.
So people might be surprised to learn, though, Brittany, you are a woman on the cutting edge, but you're a paper girl.
Well, that's very generous. I am absolutely a paper girl, but I mean, okay, let's put this in perspective. I do a lot of Google calendaring, like with my team, with my husband, like there's a lot of that going on. Yeah. But there is nothing more impressionable to your brain than writing things down. So even when I'm taking notes for like a big, huge client, I'll be just like doodling, because your mind, like, it keeps it more.
Absorbs.
It absorbs it more.
So in that sense, is it more practical for you or more creative, this practice?
Okay, it's kind of both. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna write this down, but there's an element of it sticking more, but also like, this is when some of your best work ideas, triggers or whatever, like jumping points will come out. Yeah, jolts of inspiration will come out.
Yeah. Is this a personal system for you or a family system? Okay,
it's kind of both. Let me explain. So can I start with the big one?
Yes, please.
Big front and center. So I believe that every family should have like a big front and center calendar. But I only learned this year. Before this, it was all Google calendars. So this is part of our collection, and it's not just because it's part of our collection. I was looking for a long time for a big calendar, and I found it in our collection. Thank you. And
there I am on Tuesday the 3rd.
I put you on Tuesday the 3rd. Zoom in. Like, how cute is Brooke Walker
here? I love it. I love that I made the family calendar.
Okay, and here's what I did at the beginning of the summer, because my son has a hard time with transitions. He's 6, and it's like really hard for him to understand days, and he would get really frustrated when something wasn't going according to his plan. So we sat down at the beginning of the summer, and I said, okay, we want to do so many fun things this summer. Let's make a list. So we wrote down a list like lagoon, Splash Summit, even just like simple things like going to the park. And we put it in together on our big calendar. And all of a sudden you could see his brain like, oh, it's not this Thursday, it's next Thursday.
It helped him track visually.
It helped him track it, and then he became more comfortable when it was coming.
Yes.
So it alleviated so much stress on my end, because like everything's a surprise, you know, and he was like on board. So my thing is to create something visual, make it fun, so because he can't read all too great.
Right.
So that's why I put a picture of you here.
Thank you.
He has soccer practice and piano, and now he knows when to expect it. So we talk about it, and we say, Jasper, tomorrow you have soccer.
And visually he sees that. I think of the confidence and the calm that would bring to his little heart.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's your front and center calendar.
Yes.
Then you suggest women have a binder calendar.
A binder calendar, or this could be for a student too. This is great for a student. But this is my actual binder. I staged nothing. So for church, I teach the kids in primary, I teach them to sing songs. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Calling ever.
It really
I am in a
is.
forever campaign for that calling.
Yes. So what I do is, part of our collection is we have this 3-ring binder calendar, and it's super thin. And what I do is I use it for church, and then it sticks right on in it. It sticks right on in here, and I don't forget it.
It's right there with you.
Yeah. So when I have to do something at church, I'm like,
Yep. Now explain the tiny calendar. That's the third calendar.
Okay, the tiny calendar. Thank you for asking.
Yes.
Okay, this is my little fanny pack, and guess what's in here?
Don't say a calendar.
well, I'll say a calendar.
A
Everything
planner?
your heart could desire is in here, like receipts.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I see some gum.
I didn't clean it out.
Chapstick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look at this.
Mini.
It's so cute.
Yes.
So it's a tiny little calendar, and it has, again, everything you need to keep track. Because, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, how am I going to remember that? You know,
Yes.
I have it in here at all
So
times.
for the on-the-go notes that I need to jot
On the
down,
go.
or when someone, a teacher or someone is saying something to me, I pull it out.
You got it.
In the moment, and then
I'm ready.
transfer it later.
So, and then the transfer is crucial, right?
Yeah.
So in the morning, I have spent a minute or two just transferring everything that needs to be transferred to the calendar I share with my husband or whoever.
I love it.
Yeah.
Tell me about this gorgeous line you created with Blue Sky.
So Blue Sky approached us and asked, do you want to do planners? And I said, I want, my third grade year old self was like, I want nothing more.
That's a nerd, yes.
Absolutely, nerd alert again. But here's the thing, I wanted gold leaf, and I wanted things to be fun, and I wanted it to be like so gloriously colorful, and you know, just whatever your heart desires you can find in our collection.
It's
because look,
so
there's
fun.
super plain.
It's so fun.
And then there's lots of colors and patterns, whatever you want. And this starts at like $6.99 and goes to like $20.
Where do we shop this?
Staples, only in Staples stores.
Oh, how fun. It's
I know.
you, embodied in
Thank
paper
you.
form.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
We love it. We'll be shopping for it at Staples. Thanks so much for the
Thanks
planning
for
tips,
having
too.
me.
Sister to sister, I think women are always intrigued with other people's systems.
I know. I
Yeah.
will sit down and just listen, like, tell me how you do this,
Yeah.
how you do that. Yeah.
And if only my third grade self knew I didn't need Kimberly Clark, because now I have you.
You're welcome.
I'm Blue Sky.
I'll send you more than toilet paper.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Brittany.